Hi everyone, Gianni Di Poce here with you for TheoTrade, and today is Tuesday, July 21st, 2026. Stocks are seeing a nice rebound today after being bid at the start of yesterday's session. They gave back all of their gains and some into the closing bell, finishing lower on the day, but today we are right back up. And normally I would say, hey, that's a good sign, but I'm going to talk about why I'm still seeing some risks underneath the surface in this market. First and foremost, for the last 2 weeks, you have seen the energy sector as the top performing sector within the S&P 500. Not to mention, you are still seeing some issues in the bond market, but so far to start this week, back-to-back days of the Nasdaq outperforming back to the upside. You are seeing semiconductors showing some signs of life. But one of the things that I have been discussing at length is the need for rotation within the AI space. Now, in recent weeks, I've been talking a lot about biotech. And I do think that this is a story that will continue to develop in the coming weeks and months. But there's another space within technology, within the AI ecosystem that I think stands to benefit. And it just has to do with differentiating between the winners and the losers. And that sector is software. Now, software was up today, was up yesterday, excuse me, when the S&P was down, when tech was lagging a little bit. Software outperformed. Now, today it's down as the markets are higher, but I'm looking squarely at some names like Microsoft, names like Palantir, which I think have very nice risk reward ratios back to the upside. There's even been some stocks like Naven that we've been trading in the live room within the trade desk, and we've been seeing some nice moves to the upside on this one, despite it being lower on the day. But when it comes to software, okay, we need to see the strength in the tech space broaden out. It can't just be semiconductors all day, every day. Now, coming off the historic rally that we had in semiconductors in the second quarter, it's only natural to look for leadership to come elsewhere within the tech space. And, one of the most darkest areas of tech, one of the, most negative areas of sentiment that we've seen within the tech space has been in software. AI being blamed for, basically eliminating the need for software. But I do think that those fears are overblown. I think the narrative is going to shift as prices recover, because that's what narrative does. That's what sentiment does. It follows price, not the other way around. And it will start to become a narrative of the winners and losers within the software space. The software companies, the software stocks that are able to leverage AI to make their software even more useful will be the winners, whereas the ones that are going to be made redundant by AI will be the losers. So I think that's going to be the big narrative here going forward. So this is what technology needs. It doesn't need just that. You also need earnings strength. You need earnings to deliver. Last earnings season was one of the most powerful that we had in years. And markets have high hopes for this earnings season. We kicked off with banks last week. They were very strong. You got Tesla reporting tomorrow. Tesla is sitting on technical support here, but I want to be very clear. The trend here in Tesla is very messy. You've been making basically higher lows and lower highs since that low that we formed back at the end of March, beginning of April. So the trend here is not very clean. That being said, you are sitting on technical support. And so when you are not trending, it usually is a decent idea to buy support. That's where we are. Now, I am long Tesla. I'm not, betting the house on this position. I'm not adding to positions right now. I had a pretty good entry on this stock several weeks ago, and I'm just kind of letting this ride out, because when I zoom out and take a look at the longer term picture on this stock, it does look very strong. Now, one of the issues that Tesla has to overcome is the fight for capital with SpaceX. SpaceX seeing a nice rebound here today, but the trend is still very much down. This is a very good reminder for what IPO actually stands for. It doesn't stand for initial public offering. It stands for it's probably overpriced. And you see that playing out once again. Now, I got to admit, I am chomping at the bits. I am eager to buy SpaceX. Am I buying it here? Am I buying it today? No, I have my downside targets anywhere between $80, $100. I'm going to start looking for some nice long entries, because I do think once this market bottoms, you will see SpaceX emerge as a leading stock in that rally. Now, Other areas of the market I'm watching, obviously chips, Nvidia. This is a stock that has underperformed its broader sector, that being semiconductors, since last summer. And I think if semiconductors go sideways for a time, it will provide the opportunity for Nvidia to resume leadership. Last week, I actually closed out some call options for a 33% gain just before we had that sell-off. And I am keen on re-entering, some long-oriented positions in Nvidia, but near term, I do think the market is due for some more chop. Despite the S&P, despite the Nasdaq, despite the Dow all rallying here today, I do think this is a rally that could easily fade, and we could sell off and drop into next week. Now, next week we have a few things going on. Not only are the earnings reports going to continue to come out for mega cap tech, but you also have the Fed meeting. You have the Fed meeting, and so we have an event-related catalyst for a low to form. And I want to be clear, I'm not adding aggressively to longs right now, because I do think you're going to have a better opportunity adding to longs as soon as next week. I think that we're basically running out the time on some important cycles here. We haven't seen tech leadership for a few weeks now. Energy came into this week leading. Still seeing some issues in the bond market, especially with credit spreads, corporate debt getting sold hard, junk bonds struggling some, and treasuries have been selling off much less. So I think the market is waiting for guidance of some form from Kevin Warsh next week, but I do think this is shaping up to be the best buying opportunity for stocks since the low of March. And what that means is, the risk reward is going to become heavily skewed back to the upside. Right now, if you had to ask me, hey, where's the next 100 points in the S&P, I would feel better about saying it to the downside. However, you get the S&P that falls, to 7,300, 7,400. I think the risk reward is going to start to tilt back in favor of the bulls. You could have a major system reset. All you need to see at that point is technology reemerge as the top performing sector. And my expectation is that you will see software leading the way out of that low. The best thing that could happen now, after the second quarter rally that we saw in semiconductors, is for chips to do nothing going into the fourth quarter, going into the end of the year. We need to see leadership broaden within tech. It's still early enough in this rally for tech to reassume leadership, but you've been seeing energy lead, even healthcare. But I think a lot of the healthcare story has been due to biotech. We've been all over that trade. A lot of nice moves setting up in that space. Crude oil's been rallying here. This has been adding to the pressure in the bond space. Interest rates rising, bonds falling. I do like the setup that we have right now with 30-year bonds not making new lows under those lows from late May, but the 10-year note looks like it may again. So we're going to have to watch that closely. Meanwhile, you are seeing cryptocurrencies rally. I think this is a rally that you want to fade at this point. Precious metals are also bid here. And this is just not a setup that I'm ready to give the all clear on, especially with the dollar being as strong as it is, dollar yen breaking out to new multi-decade highs. You are seeing the euro tumble. So there are still a lot of risk off signals behind the scenes. That being said, market breadth has improved. The average stock is doing pretty well, but we actually saw that before the correction in the first quarter. So again, I want to reiterate and be very clear. The trade is not betting on more downside. The trade is actually being patient right now, giving this market a little bit more time for a systematic reset, and then loading the boats back onto the long side, sitting on some more cash now than I have, most amount of cash than I had since February, and I'm just patiently waiting with my finger on the trigger, ready to get back long, ready to buy tech, especially software, especially some of these mega cap tech names, the ones that have been lagging like Palantir, even Meta. I like Meta kind of flat on the day here, but there is still so much opportunity in this market, and it's going to come to those who are patient and wait. So that's what I have for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you inside the trade desk. Take care.